Again, good morning. My name is Kareem Abdul Salam. I'm the director of Project MOS. I apologize for not being able to make it to the session this morning, but I believe you're in the capable hands of the Project MOS staff. We're scheduled to start at 9:30, and God willing, we want to start on time. So you have a copy of the program that was passed out, and we hope that we can just follow the program along and have a good session today. So thank you very much. I'm going to sign off and leave you in the hands of the staff. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want to make sure everybody was awake here. Today we gather to observe a moment of silence and reverence. During this pause, we reflect, honor, and connect. Silence is a powerful language that speaks to our souls, reminding us of our shared humanity. It brings solace and unity. Remember those who left a mark on our lives, guiding us with their lessons and love. During this silence, we acknowledge our challenges, finding strength and reliance. Silence heals, brings clarity, and helps us to listen to our thoughts. I would like your participation in observing a moment of silence. Please join me in this act of reflection and respect. Let's carry its stillness within us as this silence ends, being present, compassionate, and understanding. Thank you for joining me in this moment of silence. May we foster empathy, love, and peace in our world. So at this time, will all of us participate in this moment of silence? Thank you very much for your participation. And I hope that each and every one of you have a wonderful, wonderful, and glorious day.
Good morning, everyone. It's my distinct pleasure to join you today for the 12th annual Introduction to College Excellence Summer Leadership Series. My name is Matthew Lexow, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Interim Dean of Academic Support and Operations here at Southwest Tennessee Community College. In my role, I have the good fortune of working alongside Mr. Kareem Salam and his fabulous team to support and champion the incredible work of Project MOS. As many of you know, Project MOS provides support for all students through a variety of assessments to identify student interests and skills, intensive case management, financial support, mentoring, learning supports, and leadership development opportunities. Project MOS has a proven track record of preparing students for success in the classroom and beyond. I want us to take a moment and recognize the great work of Mr. Salam and the Project MOS team. They consistently demonstrate that we can deliver on the promise of higher education. So a round of applause for them. They're always doing it. So I was asked to just have some opening comments. I am by training a philosopher, so I tend to go on. I'm going to try to keep it brief. And In my role, I have the opportunity to think about and work with people discussing higher education generally, the challenges to higher education. So I'm just going to say a few words about that, share some data points that I think are relevant for today's conversation, and then hand it over to keep us moving along in a timely manner. So today we often hear criticisms and attacks on our higher education institutions. These criticisms include the idea that a college education is simply too expensive and the debt to future income ratio is untenable for most of our students. Others argue that too many undergraduates are pursuing worthless degrees that do not prepare them for today's workforce. That one strikes me right in the heart because holding a master's degree in English and then serving as a barista for about 2 years after that, it has a little bit of truth that sits with me, right? So there's something about that that I always keep in mind. However, what the critics often miss is the very real material benefit that a post-secondary education can provide, right? Be that a degree, a certificate, or beyond. So for example, in the state of Tennessee, we look at the numbers 5 years after graduating from high school. A high school graduate with no post-secondary education will on average earn around $24,000 a year. The same graduate with a technical certificate from a TCAT, a technical college here in the state of Tennessee, or a technical certificate from a place like Southwest, will typically earn around $35,000 a year. Again, 5 years after graduation, so a little over $11,000 more a year. With an associate's degree, nearly $45,000 a year, and with a bachelor's degree, nearly $51,000. These are real material differences, but I don't think I need to go any deeper into that. But if we, of course, look at other degrees, more advanced degrees, master's degrees and beyond, that number just continues to go up. So while these are averages, they don't necessarily tell us anything about an individual, but they do tell us something meaningful about the value of higher education. We know that the challenges for higher education go beyond simply making the case for post-secondary education. For example, a recent study of mental health challenges in Tennessee found that of the 10 most vulnerable zip codes, 10 most vulnerable in the state, 7 are right here in Shelby County. 7 of the 10 most vulnerable zip codes in the state of Tennessee are here in Shelby County. And yet Shelby County itself isn't listed as one of the most vulnerable counties. So in other words, the challenges to higher education are many. They do not simply live in the heads of pundits and critics writing for the Chronicle of Higher Education or the New York Times. Indeed, the challenges to higher education are lived and suffered every day by our fellow citizens. Despite the challenges, despite all those very real challenges of which we're going to hear more about today with our panel and with our keynote, despite those challenges, community colleges like Southwest, I believe, are perfectly situated to provide students with the skills and tools needed to help them succeed. Because they see students as whole people, programs like Project MOS embody the potential that higher education offers. Simply put, Project MOS exemplifies Southwest's commitment to improving the lives of students through academic success, career preparation, and increased confidence and leadership skills. I look forward to today's keynote speech and panel discussion. Together, all of us will learn more about the realities of those barriers that so many of our fellow Mid-Southerners face and what can be done to address some of those challenges. I want to thank you all for joining us this morning. I know we have a lot to learn from the coming discussion. Thanks.
Good morning again. My name is Annie Joyner, and I am one of the counselors, and I stand before you to give you the purpose of our program on today. Today begins our 2-week annual Introduction to College Excellence Summer Leadership Series, better known as ICE, where we design events to enhance students' leadership skills, preparing them for success in college and beyond. Over the years, we came up with a half-day conference originally known as BNEC. Black Minds Empowerment Conference. Recently, to comply with the recent changes to the affirmative action and legislation, Project MOS now serves all students, changing the acronym to Better Minds Empowerment Conference, focusing on the true human for better outcomes. We have had members in our program who have encountered many problems, many roadblocks, and many struggles, including imprisonment and poverty. Our role as counselors has been to guide them through their journey, helping them to avoid dropping out of college. Project MOS focuses on graduation as well as retention, while instilling positive core values and education that leads to crime prevention and student success. However, there is a strong connection between the lack of education and crime. Today, our main factors will highlight poverty and crime. We realize that poverty can drive people to commit crimes in an effort to survive. Please join us with our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Marcus Matthews, and our outstanding panel of subject matter experts, as you will hear effective ways of deterring crime and how eliminating poverty plays a vital role in curbing crime. We hope that your day is filled with much knowledge. Thank you.